earlier that there will be a roundtable discussion. When, where, and why?
Well, on Tuesday, we are proposing a roundtable to Save Malaysia. And we are inviting all political leaders, including the Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Najib, and all the leaders and presidents of the Barisan Nasional component parties. A number of them are in the cabinet, and also from the Pakatan Harapan, including even from PAS and Bersatu, and all civil society leaders, because I think it's important that we come together to save Malaysia. To save Malaysia from world kleptocracy and a failed and a rogue state. In 8 months' time, or less than that, we are celebrating our 60th National Day anniversary from independence Merdeka on the August 31st, 1957. And in the last 6 decades, we have not been able to fulfill the nation's promises to become a great nation. We have become more divided. We have become, in fact, we have gone backwards. We have become a global kleptocracy in the last 12 months. The Prime Minister, as I said, said that in his vision, proposed Vision 2050, hopes that Malaysia can become one of the top 20 countries. But in last 12 months, under his premiership, Malaysia has already become a global kleptocracy. We are not only top 20, top 10, or even top 5 as a global kleptocracy. This is to our shame and to our humiliation, because many Malaysians now go abroad. They're not immediately say that they are Malaysians. They feel pestered, humiliated from the responses that they get, because they say Malaysia has become a global kleptocracy, your Prime Minister is involved, and they couldn't understand. They feel that this is something shameful, and we must save Malaysia from this. And it is important, but it is not only just opposition. We're inviting the Prime Minister or cabinet ministers, and we hope they will come on Tuesday, because as the former Chief Commissioner of Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, Abu Qasim, yesterday he said that all political parties must come together, stand to fight corruption, and I agree. I'm prepared to stand with Najib. I'm prepared to stand with Hadi, the past president. I'm prepared to stand with all the Barisan Nasional leaders to fight corruption. And that was why there was an invitation to them for the round table on Tuesday, and we hope they'll come together.
Now, we often hear Malaysians mention the word politik matang. Jadi kalau difahamkan, istilah ini bermaksud menghapuskan semua salah faham. We set aside our differences, for the betterment of society, for Malaysia, for this nation, for Malaysians. Now, in other words, politik matang is the perfect embodiment of all of that. It presents something solid, something good. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree about politik matang, but whatever is understood, and I think the round table on Tuesday will be a test as to whether there can be a politik matang in Malaysia, where everybody, despite their political differences, whatever their political affiliation, their political ideologies, can come together and agree on a common agenda, which is good for the country. And fighting corruption is one of them. I don't think that anybody can say that they disagree about fighting corruption. Abu Qasim mentioned that under Tun Razak, he talked about the 3 C's: fighting the communists, the communalists, and corruption. Why is it we can't come together stand on a common platform? I agree. I'm prepared on that basis. I don't believe that Najib will say he's against fighting corruption, but then it's a question of implementing it. So it'll be a test whether there will be a politik matang. There are people who had questioned me why I was prepared to invite Hadi, for instance, or invite Najib to cooperate on this basis, on this common national agenda. I think you must be prepared to do so. If there's the common enemy, and corruption is a common enemy for the country, and we must be able to rise above our political differences.
Now, there's so many things wrong with Malaysia at the moment, as you mentioned earlier. The economy is in bad shape. Quality of life is worsening. Now, race relations are extremely volatile in this day and age. So Malaysia needs strong and good leadership. That's no doubt about that. Now, obviously, this is not happening right now. Why is this? Who can we blame?
At this stage, I don't think we want to point fingers and blame anybody. Let's see whether on Tuesday on the round table, everybody can sit together to find, for instance, number one, save Malaysia from global kleptocracy, from the trajectory of a failed and a rogue state. There's no rule of law, the human rights are being suppressed, government accountability are not being upheld. All these factors will lead to national problems where country will go backwards, the prices of the commodities will continue to rise, the ringgit will continue to weaken, employment will become a problem, national unity become undermined. So I think it must come together. We should not continue to slide downwards.
Now let's talk about politics of fear. Now, as Malaysians, I think we feel that it's very important for us to not buy into that. That we shouldn't believe in that fear. Now, if anything, we need to believe that in our abilities, our power, our rights as Malaysians, we need to transcend from that fear and change it into freedom above all. What are your thoughts? What do you think? I'm
now 76 years old, and I've been 51 years in politics to try to achieve my political aim of ensuring that Malaysia become a better, more just, more democratic society. I always believed in the goodness of all Malaysians, in the good sense of all Malaysians, although there is no doubt there's a politics of fear, the politics of lies, and we are seeing a big dosage of this recently. I've been accused of being anti-Malay, anti-Islam, anti-all sorts of things. I've always believed that no Malaysian can regard himself or herself as a Malaysian if he's anti-Malay, anti-Chinese, anti-Indian, anti-Iban, anti-Kadazan, or anti-Islam, anti-Christianity, anti-Buddhism. Because we must believe in the goodness and the unity of all races, all religions. In my 51 years, I never called anyone anti-Malay, anti-Christianity, anti-Buddhism, or anti-Hinduism, and I do not think we should have a situation where anybody can accuse others of being anti-Malay, anti-Islam. I think we should have a new political ethics in the country. We end the politics of fear, politics of lies, but of course this will be a tall order. But we must have this aim that in mind if we are going to make Malaysia a great country again. I always believe that Malaysia, a confluence of diverse races, cultures, religions, civilizations, and there are great civilizations in Malaysia, is our richest heritage. It is our asset, not a liability. We should together build a great civilization instead of retreating backwards. In the last 6 decades, we have gone backwards. We must now look forward into the future and see how we can harness the wealth of the diverse races, religions, cultures, and civilizations to build a great Malaysian civilization.
And I guess listening to all of that, it's safe to say that this movement is to save Malaysia.
Yes, to save Malaysia so that we can become a great Malaysian civilization. Well, we'll start off with the Save Malaysia Round Table on Tuesday, and then I think all political parties and all civil society leaders can contribute their ideas as to what are the next steps to follow.